Well, what's up, guys? This is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and as you can see, we're back out on the new 80-acre cabin property. We really need to come up with a name for this, because how long can I call it the new 80-acre off-grid cabin property? We're gonna have to come up with a name. But anyways, we've got a big project starting today. As you can see by the intro clip, you probably see that we have a bulldozer out here. That is the same bulldozer we had at our house a week or so ago. It's my cousin's construction company, Branham Dempsey. It's called Brosh Construction. They do all kinds of dozer and track hoe and loader work, all kinds of dirt work stuff. Anyways, the conditions are right to start doing some dozer work out here. We're not quite ready to start on the pond, but I do have a couple other projects that I want to get done out here first. And the main one being is there's almost no access to about 2/3 of this property, because one side of it, the very far west side behind this big thicket, as you come in the gate, you've seen a lot of drone footage over the past, is open, big open hayfield. That's probably, guessing 15-20 acres. The other side, basically from the driveway towards the pond all the way to the next county road, which is roughly, I would say, 60 acres, has almost no trails or road access. You can walk through it, and there's one little four-wheeler trail that we kind of cleared out with that forestry mulcher back to the big food plot. But my first goal is to put in some roads and trails. Basically, this big property, this 80-acre property, is a big rectangle, and we're trying to put in a perimeter road all the way around it. That's the goal. So that's what we're going to start on first. Then second, we're going to do a little bit more clearing, basically in the, I don't know if we call it the front yard of the cabin. Open this up a little bit more down towards where the pond is, and make that look a lot nicer. By the way, it's Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains, and the wind for the last 3 weeks probably has been insane. So I'll do my best to work around the wind, but hope you guys enjoy. So you can definitely tell that there once was maybe a four-wheeler trail down through here, and that the previous owners had already had a creek crossing in here, which I say creek is more of just a drainage ditch that leads down to the pond. But you can see years ago he came in and trimmed up all these trees, trimmed up the limbs off of these cedar trees, and had somewhat of a trail down through here. And we're just kind of opening it back up, making an access road where we can get, you know, an ATV or a side-by-side, maybe a tractor in. We'll probably go ahead and take out, I mean, this cedar tree is about, what, 6 inches in diameter, kind of sitting in the trail. Maybe it was just a walking path for them, I'm not sure, but there's definitely been some activity back here. But we'll have a road through here pretty soon. I mean, even like that tree had limbs trimmed off of it. This tree's had a bunch of limbs trimmed off of it. So we're just kind of opening up what once was here. You can almost visualize a road that went right through there. Bam, just like that. We got a creek crossing. I'm glad we didn't have to do a bunch of dirt work. There was already somewhat of a crossing here. Got a nice trail going this way, and he's gonna kind of just work his way through all these cedar trees. Obviously, this is not a trail we could bring a tractor through right now with all of the overhanging branches and stuff, but we're not trying to make a highway through the woods. Eventually, this trail will be big enough that we can put my tractor on safely without busting out all the windows. But it just so happens I actually have a tool, an implement for the tractor on the way to help me out with some of this stuff. I say that it's on the way. It's been on order since like October or something. I'm not sure. But anyways, we got a nice little trail started. This would have taken me weeks with a chainsaw. You know, I'm really sure that some of this property used to be wide open, but over the years it's just grown and overgrown and grown up in these big cedar trees. When I say cedar tree, it may not be what some of you refer to as a cedar tree. These are actually a juniper, but they pop up and take over everything. I'm sure this was open pasture at one time, and now look at this. You really can't even walk through it, and nothing grows inside of here. There's no food for wildlife, for livestock, or anything. It's just a mess. Did you see all the pollen come off of that? Oh my goodness. My allergies are going to be screaming in a little while. Making some progress now. Like I said, we're not trying to push out all the cedar trees. That would be an unbelievable, huge, expensive chore to try to take out all these millions of useless little cedar trees. But we're gonna make a nice little road, and we can come in here and trim everything up, make it to where we can get side-by-sides, four-wheelers, tractors, whatever kind of equipment we need around this property, and actually have some decent trails. But we're getting somewhere. Well, this is day 2 of the dozer job. You just saw we made a full road all the way the full length of the property down this side. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I just got here. I know he's been working since about 9 o'clock this morning, so I'm not sure if he's got started on the road on the other end of this easement. This is the very back end of my property. Property line's right here where that, well, you can't see the fence. There's a county road right on the other side of that tree line. But I had him come in and finish this road. I don't think he got finished yesterday after I left. Probably came back this morning and finished this. And then he's moving to the interior of the property to make that food plot area bigger that we opened up with the forestry mulcher. and then also going to do that opposite side road down the other back side of the property. So let's go see if we can find him and see where he's working now. So this is the back trail headed to the big food plot. So not all of this property is covered in cedar trees. There, you know, where we just showed you, there are a ton of cedar trees, and there's some back here, but this is way prettier, way better of a hardwood bottom. There's a lot of vegetation growing in there and a lot of food for the wildlife and stuff. And there's still cedar trees that eventually need to come out of here, but there's a lot more growth underneath in this hardwood bottom. But anyways, we're almost back here to where I think he's been working on the food plot. I see his dozer line, his tracks coming back down this road. Let's see what he's done back here today.
My wristwatch is broken, my shoes are untied. Time is a-ticking, and so is the tide. But I am not worried, things are what they are. Come rain or come shine or a shooting star. I've been to the south, I've been to the north, east and the west, the middle of course. I may have been astray, but I've never been lost, never been beat by the road I've crossed. I guess I've been lucky to some degree, for someone who ate all the fruit from the tree. The stars been aligned and my goose hanging high. I'll be okay in the sweet by and by. I was born at home.
So this is a typical look where one of these cedar trees are. You can see that the ground is basically sterile underneath, and it's like a big giant nasty brush pile. Could some of these be milled for lumber? Yes. The ones that look like this that have 10,000 limbs coming off everywhere that are just a bush, probably not worth it. There are some around that are tall and straight that are big enough that could be milled for lumber or something, but 95% of them, not worth having. Deer. I don't know if you guys can see them or not. There's two deer laying back there. Took off running. It's kind of rough right now. He's got to come back through here and smooth this up. So what he does is he works his way all the way through, makes the road, and then he'll come back and kind of smooth it out and clean it up. Should be getting close to the back fence line again. Yep, right here. This is a utility easement for the power company. They keep this clean. There's the county roads right there. Gotta get off of his tracks, that's rough. So here's the back corner of my property. This would be the southeast east side. Basically, county road backs up right there, and there's a fence right here. That's the property line, and he's working from over here, working his way back, and we're gonna put a road or a trail just kind of snake down through this back fence line, just like we did on the very far end down there. Made it out the backside. All right, back southeast corner, road going in. You can see we're not just building a nice, perfectly straight road that someone from the county road would be able to park. So there's a county road right there. I don't want people to be able to just park and be able to see 100 yards into my property. So the road, I guess you'd say, meanders down through the timber. I'm not sure, well, I am sure that we're not the only people that are gonna have to deal with poachers and road hunters. The area this property's in is pretty well known for poachers and road hunters. So there's a county road at the very end of this clearing. Someone could park there and shoot this way, and a county road here. So my property is set up like a rectangle, and it's bordered by a county road on two sides. As part of it, you're gonna get road hunters, you're gonna get poachers. We're gonna try to do our best to minimize that as most we can. We'll let this grass grow up nice and tall, and then roads like this that go down into the timber, we're not just gonna make a nice straight shot so somebody could park and watch for deer. At least make it difficult for them. So this road's a lot smoother. As you can see, he came through with his initial cleanup pass and kind of pushed and stacked some of the timber or dead trees and just brush. So now he's kind of coming back through on this second pass and somewhat grading it up a little bit. It's still going to be rough, but we're making four-wheeler trails. We're not making highways, so he's kind of cleaning it up now, making it look a lot nicer. And what he's doing in just a couple minutes time is phenomenal. Like, saving me hundreds of hours of labor. Can you imagine trying to come in here and build a trail like this by hand, or even with just a small tractor? And tractor and chainsaws, this would be, it'd take me weeks to do this. So that right there is by far the ultimate trail building machine as far as I'm concerned. Well, I think that's going to do it for today. Don't make fun of my fancy shed here, but I brought my four-wheeler over here and I've been leaving it here to use. It's kind of nice to have something to run around on. I don't know if you guys have ever even seen this four-wheeler, but it's a 2003 Honda Rancher 300, I believe. I don't know. I bought it for my dad actually when I was in college. He had cancer and was struggling with his health and needed something to get around on our property. It was a really nice four-wheeler in 2000. I think it's an 03 or an 04, and I think I bought it in 2005. So had it ever since. I've really thought about selling that thing multiple times, and every time I don't sell it within a few months, I'm like, found a good use for it. So now it's good use as staying here at the new property for a while. Eventually we'll do something different, build a nicer barn, nicer shed, something to store a side-by-side in. And it's just easier than hauling that Kubota Sidekick back and forth every time we need to use it. So anyways, there's 2 days of trail building, road building, whatever you want to call it. That bulldozer can do a ton of work in no time. And like I said, we're not trying to clear a bunch of land here. We're just trying to make it more functional, more usable, and have access into the property so we can bring the tractor over here and do work, or get a skid steer and a big brush cutter, or do whatever we need to do, even just to get into hunt. Having those roads and trails in here are super nice, and we can actually use the property that way and come over as a family and hang out and hunt mushrooms or deer hunt or whatever we want to do. I'm excited. I love it. I love this place. It's so cool. It's such an awesome little property to have. But anyways, a lot more work to come. We will be starting on the pond right here, probably, I'm guessing, within a week or so. So anyways, a lot more to come. And the cabin itself, we haven't done anything to the cabin yet. So anyways, guys, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.